Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Bex Hayhoe, the Executive Director at United to End Homelessness, which is a part of Orange County United Way. Last month in our community chat series, we had a special focus on the new emergency housing vouchers. If you missed those, don't worry, you can find those on our YouTube page and on our Facebook. They were really informative, so I'd encourage you to check those out. Today, however, we're going to be talking about Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week. This is an annual effort that communities around the country use to raise awareness about the issues of hunger and homelessness in their local area. Every year, we have worked together with community members here in Orange County to create a social media campaign raising awareness about homelessness in our community, Orange County, California. But this year's week, we had 19 service providers that came together along with the Orange County Continuum of Care's Lived Experience Advisory Committee to help create the campaign. The theme for this year is Housing Ends Homelessness for Our Neighbors. And today we're joined by some of the people that helped create this campaign and shaped these efforts. And they're going to share with you the importance of this week, how we landed, where we landed for the content for the week, and also share about how you can get involved. So I'm really excited to be joined today by Pam Presnell, Director of Development and Outreach at 211 Orange County, by Michael Blind, Development Manager at Pathways of Hope, Imelda Buncap, Community Engagement Manager at Share Ourselves, and Tim Houchin, the Chair of the Orange County Continuum of Care's Lived Experience Advisory Committee. So I'd love for you all to just take a moment and introduce yourself and tell us how you were involved in this week's campaign. And Pam, I'll start with you.
Thanks, Bex. Hi, I am Pam Presnell. I'm the Director of Development and Outreach for 211 Orange County, where I've been for just about 10 months. But I've worked in the Orange County nonprofit community for about 15 years as a volunteer and as paid staff, and have had quite a lot of experience with unhoused community here. This was my first time being a part of this planning committee. I am hoping that my contributions helped to determine what messages we wanted to communicate during this week. And I'm really excited to have been a part of this.
Thank you, Pam. Tim, I'll come to you next. Oh, Tim, we can't hear you.
Hello. Hi, Bex. I'm Tim Houchin. I'm formerly homeless. I lived at the Santa Ana Civic Center between the years of 2010 and 2015. Became a homeless activist and later an advocate for persons experiencing homelessness when I still lived on the streets. It was during this time that I discovered a special skill set that I possessed that I developed over time and helped me to survive street homelessness. Not every homeless experience is the same as the next, but there are many similarities. Persons experiencing homelessness share many of the same barriers and challenges faced during their experience. So it was important for me to share my knowledge and with others in order to help them reduce the struggle with homelessness and increase their chances for survival. Today, I serve as a member of the Orange County Continuum of Care Board, and I sit in a seat that's designated specifically for persons with that personal lived experience of homelessness. And it's so amazing to me that so many have caught on to the value that personal lived experiences like my own. Earlier this year, I was approached by our COC chairman, Tim Shaw, asking if I would be willing to serve as chairman of a new committee comprised of persons with lived homeless experience. And of course, I jumped at the opportunity to form what would be an advisory committee to the COC board. And that's how I became involved initially with the planning of events surrounding this year's Hunger and Homeless Awareness Week.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tim. Michael.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for having me here. I'm Michael, the Development Manager at Pathways of Hope. Pathways of Hope is dedicated to ending hunger and homelessness in North Orange County. And I have had the pleasure of participating in Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week for several years in the past. This is my first year serving on the ad hoc committee. It's been an amazing experience, a very collaborative experience, and it's been so gratifying to work with so many passionate and dedicated people who are really committed to ensuring that everyone has food on the table, a roof over their head. And so, yes, it's been a pleasurable experience.
Thank you, Michael. Imelda.
Thank you, Max. Good afternoon, everybody. It's so great to be here today and chat with you about this really important Awareness Week effort. I'm Imelda Vedgev, and I've been with Share Ourselves for 2 years. And Share Ourselves is a community health center serving Orange County. We provide mental care, dental care, as well as behavioral health, social services, and a pharmacy. So comprehensive care to our many, many community members and neighbors that we're going to talk about today. This is the first time I've been involved in this ad hoc committee, and it's been, and agree with Michael, it's been such a wonderful and collaborative effort and an opportunity to amplify this issue that's so important to many of us here in Orange County. So I'm really excited for all of you to hear what we have to share today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for those introductions. And as you heard, so many agencies were a part of creating the campaign for this week. And as you heard from Tim, one of those was the Lived Experience Advisory Committee from the Continuum of Care. So Tim, I'm going to come to you next and just ask you, as you mentioned, this committee was recently formed. Can you talk and share a bit about why the committee got involved in the planning for Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week?
Well, literally the matter of less than a month or so since I was named as a member of the COC board, I was approached by our chairman, Tim Shaw, and he asked me to chair the new Lived Experience Advisory Group. So my intentions of becoming a member of the COC board in the first place, well, were to be able to share my expertise that I'd gained through my homeless experience and somehow create a positive impact to the important decisions that were made by the Continuum of Care board. And I just wasn't sure what that would look like or how I would fit in. And I had not yet determined my full potential for impacting this board at all. So, I had some questions that I needed to be answered. I was concerned about whether or not I'd be taken seriously by the board. Would they consider my experience as valuable? Would I be able to influence, important decision-making that would help my homeless peers? Or was it all just based on participating, in order to satisfy federal mandates and secure future funding for the board? I wasn't sure. I'd always hoped that I would be able to impact in a positive way. And like I say, I was overwhelmed at the time when Tim asked me to chair the new Lived Experience Advisory Committee. And it seemed like a task that I may have not been prepared for, but it also provided an opportunity, I knew, for many of my homeless peers to be able to share their own experiences. And they too could be empowered as I was, and it could lead them to helping many other people. And the committee took several months to assemble, and I was aware that my peers, the members of the new committee, they would have a lot of the same questions that I had about how they could best serve our community and where we would fit in as a group. And it was important to me that we would establish our importance as a group quickly in order to show the extent of our usefulness. But we really needed a mission, and that mission began when United Way and United to End Homelessness approached me about the possibility of the Lived Experience Advisory Committee participating in the planning of their annual event recognizing National Hunger and Awareness Week. And the result was a brainstorming session with members of United Way. And I was impressed with the ideas that were provided by members of our group. And I think United Way was impressed as well, due to the extent to which our group is participating in events during that week.
Yeah, I will just echo that. It was just wonderful, incredible, magical timing between the launch of that committee and the planning for Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, and how fortuitous it was that it all just kind of synced up. And it really was a pleasure, and still is, because we're still connected, we're still working on things, to be able to have that committee's input into what we were doing. Incredibly valuable. Every year we focus on a different theme, and we pull something specific out that we want the community to understand. And this year the ad hoc group decided that the theme would be housing ends homelessness for our neighbors. Could you share with us why this is an important message for our community to hear right now? And Imelda, I will come to you first.
Yes, thank you. I love Tim's background. Housing is a human right. And I think that is the purpose of this, our messaging, is that housing is a basic human right for everybody. And that people experiencing homelessness are our neighbors. And that if we ourselves have a roof over our heads, why don't our folks, our neighbors that are experiencing homelessness, have a roof over their heads? And we as a collective community have a responsibility to ensure that this basic right of housing is met. And so that is a very, very important message. And I love, our theme of housing ends homelessness, because we know the pyramid of basic rights. It's food, housing, clothing, and community. So this is how we close the loop. If we're considering OC a community that cares, we need to meet this basic right. And we're also saying that we see you, and this is how we as a collective community are going to work and advocate and work together to ensure that every person in our community has a right to housing.
Thank you. Tim, I'm going to come back to you for your thoughts on this message. Oh, Tim, we need you to unmute.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the way that the title comes across, and it gives a message that suggests that very broad sections of our community need to be involved in ending homelessness. And it does, as housing is the end of homelessness, as many of us homeless people know that for sure. And I think that members of our community that are housed need to have a better understanding that, hey, there are persons experiencing homelessness that many of them want to have more command over their future. They want to have the ability to get a second chance in life and to enjoy the same things that everyone does. A home and a place to feel secure and safe and comfortable, healthy. And so, I think the housed population of Orange County, gets a sense from this message that the homeless community is committed to voicing their opinions, and we've given them this platform to do that. And it's just a great thing. It's just beautiful. But the housed population needs to know that they need to have more skin in the game, and they need to come together on this issue. If we ever expect to end homelessness, it has to be a community-wide response. So that's what makes this message so important in my words.
Thank you, Tim. How about you, Pam?
I was remembering back when we came up with the theme, that particular meeting. And I love using the word neighbors to describe people experiencing homelessness, because it's saying that they're a part of us. They're part of our community. They're living, breathing humans, and they have as much value as anyone else and deserve to be treated with dignity. And most of them are native to Orange County, just like me. So we share a lot in common. I always like to say there's as many reasons that people become homeless as there are people who are unhoused, and you can't put people in a box. And for a lot of people, it's literally an income issue. The community indicators report that just came out several weeks ago said that right now in Orange County, to afford a 1-bedroom apartment, you have to make $36 an hour. So that's $75,000 a year. So think about the people who bring your groceries or stocking shelves at Target or serving you at your favorite restaurant. They're certainly not making $36 an hour and very well could be unhoused or living in doubled and tripled up, so, which is also considered unstable housing. So I think it's really critically important to remind people that just because somebody is low income doesn't mean that they are scary. And we can't allow people to oppose housing that is affordable to be built in our communities, because these people are our neighbors, they serve us, and they deserve a roof over their head.
Thank you, Pam. Michael, how about you?
So I think that in some ways, and for some people, homelessness can feel like this huge, complex, incredibly daunting issue. And I think that's especially true if you have never experienced homelessness yourself, if you've never had a personal relationship with someone who is experiencing homelessness, or if you've never had the opportunity to get involved in an educational opportunity like Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week, that uplifts the voices of those with lived experience. It's understandable, of course, you think that homelessness is this huge complex issue, but the good news is it's really actually very simple. Housing ends homelessness for our neighbors. Housing ends homelessness. And this week will really center that message. And so whatever your prior experience is, whatever your existing relationships are or not with folks who are unhoused, this is going to be a great jumping off point to anyone who is looking to learn more about the actual tangible solutions. Because the good news is it is not as insurmountable as it may seem.
Absolutely. It is possible to end homelessness, and we've got some great examples around the country of what that looks like. So thanks for really driving that message home, Michael. We have got 2 events that we are doing during the week. We kick off the week. Our very first event is the State of Homelessness Address. And so we're really excited. Supervisor Doug Chafee, who is the chair of the Commission to End Homelessness, as well as Doug Beck, the acting director of care coordination at the County of Orange, as well as Tim Shaw, who is the chair of the Continuum of Care Board, and Tim Houchin, who's with us today. They will all be speaking during that event. So that's how we start the week. And later in the week, we have an event that, Tim, I'm going to ask you to share a little bit more about, because this idea and this event came specifically from the Lived Experience Advisory Committee. And so, Tim, can you share a bit more about what's happening on November 18th?
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. November 18th, it begins at 12 noon, and it will. This is an event that we came up with on the Lived Experience Advisory Committee during our brainstorming session not too long ago. And it will post speakers from the committee: Kimberly McLean, Deborah Kraft, Santa Bob, and Elizabeth Casillas. The event is about the committee members answering questions that they commonly are asked relating to homelessness, and talking about topics that they think are important for the community to know about. So all these people will have lived experience. They have been either homeless now or in the past at some time here in Orange County. And they were going to share some of their most intimate secrets that they think that everybody should know about homelessness. And I'll be co-hosting with Bex, and we really look forward to getting everybody to spread the word about the event, And this is really the coming together of our housed and unhoused communities here in Orange County.
Thank you, Tim. I'm really excited for that event too, and I'm very much looking forward to co-hosting that with you. Pam, for people who are watching right now, how do they get involved in the campaign?
Oh, and please do get involved in the campaign. The first thing I would say is go to the United to End Homelessness website. There are fabulous resources there. If you click on events, get it on the Get Involved tab. There are a long list of things that you can get involved with. There is a Homelessness 101 class on November 2nd and a Housing Champions Advocacy class on November 5th. As Bex just mentioned, there is the State of Homelessness Address on November 15th. Sign up for that. And also the Lived Experience event, hearing from people who have survived homelessness that Tim talked about. Really important is to access the social media kit. There will be a workshop if you want to attend and learn more about how to use the social media toolkit. There are two, one on November 3rd and one on November 10th. Post daily on your personal Facebook pages. If you work for a company or a nonprofit agency, either you post on social media or have your social media person do that. The kit includes wonderful graphics, some very powerful videos of people who are now housed but are formerly homeless. And one thing I like to do is post my own experiences, showing the human face of somebody who is living on the street. So create your own posts and talk about the people that you interact with. I think that that's a great way to engage your friends. So again, go to the United to End Homelessness website and access all the various resources and help us advocate for our neighbors.
Thank you, Pam. Yeah, and as Pam mentioned, we have a whole social media action kit available for anybody who's interested. So we'll provide you with everything that you need. It'll have the copy for the day. It'll have the item to post. We've even shortened the copy to make sure that it fits on Twitter if you're somebody who tweets. So it should be really, really easy to use. And I know that the links have popped in the chat box here on Zoom and they're popping in on Facebook as well. So please do sign up so that we can make sure that we get that social media action kit into your hands. And as Pam mentioned, we do have a couple of workshops if you would like, that kind of session to be able to dig deeper into that kit and to learn how to use that. But we do welcome you all to participate and join us with that. Why is it important for people to participate? Michael, I'll come to you first.
Thanks, Bex. Why is it important for people to participate? Well, as I said earlier, housing ends homelessness. It's a very simple concept, but that does not mean we have a magic wand and it's simple to bring into effect. It's going to take a massive collective effort from folks across the county, all working together and joining with nonprofits, joining with advocacy groups, joining with businesses and individuals and faith communities literally across the county in order to affect real change. My hope is that by the end of the week, everyone who participates will feel better informed about the state of homelessness in Orange County and will feel equipped to take action to affect meaningful change to support our neighbors who are facing the crises of hunger and homelessness in Orange County.
Awesome. Thank you. Imelda.
Yes, Michael said it best, it's increasing awareness, it's increasing care, and also bringing the human visible to a visibly invisible community of our neighbors. So just increase awareness, spread the word. Let's be a loving and caring collective OC community for our neighbors who are experiencing homelessness and have really successfully been able to thrive and became housed. So I'm excited. Let's do this.
Tim, anything you'd like to add around why it's important for people to participate in the week?
I think that we're in a very critical time right now where we really need to solve this problem. And I think that this shows that that people can come together. Housing is a solution, and people need to understand that it takes a response from an entire community in order to solve the problem. So I'm hopes that that we could accomplish in the process of this event, or these events, I should say.
Thank you so much, everybody, for your insights. And I would just echo that and join us. We are so excited for what is coming. And I guess I just used my one word, but I would love to hear from you all. What is one word that you would use to describe how you feel about Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week and our upcoming campaign? Pam.
You know, I'm proud. I'm proud that we are coming together as a community to communicate this message.
Imelda.
Okay, it's a concept word. My word is Ubuntu. It's a Zulu proverb that says, I am a person through other people. My humanity is tied to yours.
That is beautiful. Tim.
I'm going to say my word is opportunity. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Join us. Sign up. Shameless plugs on my part here. Michael.
It's so hard to choose just one word. So I'm just going to say I'm pumped.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much to each of you for joining us today. And thank you to each of you and to the other members of both committees that really helped to make this week possible. As a reminder, if you want to get linked to our Hunger and Homelessness Awareness campaign, you can find everything you need to sign up on the United to End Homelessness website. We do have those workshops around the social media action kit on November 3rd and November 10th. You can sign up for those on our website as well. And then, of course, the two events, the State of Homelessness address on November 15th and Passing the Mic, hearing from people who have survived homelessness on November 18th. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again during Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Week.